Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. This is video 4, I think, in the AutoIt series. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about a little bit more about arrays and about what some functions are that you can use with arrays, and then we're going to talk about macros really quick. Okay, so the first bit is just an extension from the last video, just so you can see some of the features that you can use. So all I've done different here, I've got include the message box contents, and then what I've done is include and then array.au3. And what that is, see it for now until we get a bit deeper, is getting access to all the functions, all the tools, all the things that we can use with arrays. Okay, so you just include that to let Autoit know that you want to work with them. And then all I have is the same as what we had in the previous video, the local, and then I've made an array called friends that has 3 slots, so to speak, and then that equals, and then we've got James, Carl, and Peter. Okay, now this is what's new. I'm using a function that's already in this tool. Let's call it a toolbox for now, but we already have a user-defined function. Okay, that's called array display, and then it takes 2 parameters. So these are called parameters when you have something inside here. So the first parameter is the array that we want to display, and then secondly, what is the box called, which you'll see in a second. Okay, a bit like the message box, but this is for the list view. This is going to display the array in a list view. Okay, so if we press save it and press F5, you'll see exactly what I mean. See, it just creates a box so we can see what's inside the array. See, it's called show array, which is what we called it here. Yeah, so let me just stop that. I'm going to show you one more time. F5. So we have our array called friends, and then that holds 3 initial slots, and inside that array we have the name, the string James, the string Carl, and the string Peter, and then we use the function array display, and then the parameters is which array do we want to show. Well, it's the only one we've got, and it's called friends, and then the box that we're showing it in is just labeled as show array. Okay, got that. So some of the things that we can use, some of the functions that are available to us, and I'm going to link you to the list of the user-defined functions, okay, and there's lots of them. But for example, we could use, just trying to think of some of the ones, array add, and then it will open up like that. Which array do we want to work with? Well, the only one that we have, friends. And then, do you see, again, like in the previous video, when you open the brackets up, then it's going to tell you what's required. Okay, so the value so we put in the array name, and then it's asking us for a value. So this, as you can probably tell by the function name, is going to add to the array. So then I'm going to put Stephen, for example, close the brackets, save this bad boy, press F5. What do we get? Nada. We get nothing. What have I done? What have I done? Show array. Because I am trying to show the array, then add afterwards. So that's no good, is it? So let's put it in the right order. Now let's press F5, and there we go. Do you see we've got James, Carl, Peter, and we added Stephen. So we've used a function. Okay, we've used a function array add to add to this array, and what we added? Stephen. Okay, so then what we could do instead of add, I'm trying to think of the different ones that we have. There's array. Do we have this in? Yeah, array pop. Okay, let's just. Okay, so then all you need for array pop is the actual array that you want to work with. Okay, so let's see what this does. So press F5. Oops. Okay, press F5, and there you go. It's popped the last one off the end. Okay, so that's what pop does. I think you get the idea. So why I've told you this is to explain to you that we can use functions. So we've got like this toolkit, so to speak, toolbox, and inside this it has many functions that we can access to do stuff to the array. In this case with arrays, but we'll go on to other stuff. So some of the functions that we can use include array add, array pop, array push, array display. Okay, so these are called functions. And with a function, they normally have parameters that you have to input, and these are the parameters. And with any function that we work with, when you open it up like this, it will tell you exactly what it requires. Okay, the ones at the start are ones that you have to have. Then you get options as well, and you can read and see what these are. Okay, yeah, so that's what I want you to take away from this, and this is how it expands on the first video. Okay, so we're starting to get into what functions are. I'm going to do a whole video on functions, of course, but I just wanted you to get a taste of how things work. You can include things in your script, and that opens up functions that you can then use with your script. Okay, then I hope that makes sense. We are definitely going to be going over functions. There's going to be a whole video on functions. So the next thing that I want to talk to you about is macros. And what macros are, they're already made variables, okay, that are also functions, so to speak. So they do things for you without you typing in a load of code. So let me show you. Let me just think of one that's on there. I might have to actually have a look and see. I can't remember them all, to be fair. There is one home path or home drive, isn't there? Okay, so let's do show m, the show macro equals, and then for macros use this sign, okay, the @ symbol, and then it gives you a list. I could have just done this way to remind myself of what macros there are, but there's some really good ones here. You can there's macros to start a new line. You can find out the drive that you're on. You can find out the computer name. You can find out the home path, the directory that you're working with. And this is going to really help in the future. It saves a lot of code. Instead of typing this all out, there's already macros for us that we can use. You can see desktop directory, the height of the desktop, the width, all these kind of things we can just use straight off the bat. So this saves us a lot of time when we're working. So we can have that. So show m, so we've got a variable called show m, and that equals @ the computer name. So then let's use our message box, and then let's open it up, and the flag we're going to have 0, and then we're going to call this test. Oops, we're not going to do it like that though. We're going to do it like this, test, and then what I want to display. So what's the text I want to display? I want to show my variable, which is show m. I'm going to close this up and save and press F5. Oh, because I didn't stop the last execution. Okay, press F5, and there you go. That is the name of my desktop. Okay, so this is really good. Like I said, there is quite a few that you can use. Like it will show the home directory or the directory that you're working with at the time. So you can just, if you want to know what there is, just simply when you're writing your script, do the @ symbol, and you can go through it. I'm going to give you a link in the description to them all as well. There's a list in the instructions, in the documentation, sorry, but you can go through them. There's quite a few that are going to be really useful to us as we go along in this course. So definitely take a look at them all, get familiar with them. Home drive, home path. So we could change that up to that. Press F5. There you go. So that's my home path directory for my computer. So what is this useful for? Well, when we're saving files, when we're doing all that kind of thing, and we need to know which directory we're in, especially if we're giving the script to other people, then some of this stuff is really useful. Okay guys, that's it. So the takeaways for this video is that you can include stuff like the array AU free, and that means you get access to all the functions that are included in there, so we can work with arrays, and that's the same with other things that we'll be doing. Okay, so that will give you access. We use the the array display, add and pop, and there's many things that you can do with them, and arrays are going to be a big part of what we do. If you've been following some of the other series, like the Bash series that I did, arrays are similar to having a list, and they can be multi-dimensional as well. So we're going to get into that. Okay, guys, I hope you found this video of value. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in the course, where we're going into a lot more depth. Yeah, so check out the link in the description. Come and join us on Discord for a chat, and definitely check out thebotempire.com. All the good stuff's in the description, and I'll catch you in the next video.